again. Good morning.
Good morning.
So today I want to talk about, we've been talking about food quite a lot. So the ingredients and what's inside the food. How do you choose good food for your pets? Now, why don't we turn to talk about how to cook the food. So cooking methods.
Cooking methods.
Yeah. So to start with, why don't I share my own sort of commoner's knowledge and what do I do for my dog? Because I don't really know what kind of, I suppose they don't really need any kind of seasoning. And I don't really want to use oil. That's just all of my preconceptions. So you can correct me however you want, right?
Yeah.
And so the way I would do it is probably just steam it or boil it.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering, am I doing the right thing?
Yes, you are. Actually, boiling, steaming are very good, especially steaming. Boiling is good too. Well, I'm going to share with you why I think they're both good because I handle food in a very specific way that I can take the benefit of both worlds, raw food and cooked food. And why do I do that? It's because, as I know, I have a dog food company, and every time they order, we all very often will ask the customer to give us update of the health.
Yeah.
Because according to season, they usually have different, I would say, syndrome or reaction to the weather, right?
Yeah.
So according to that, we will alter, some of the custom diets for them. And we want to make sure that it's just not buy and sell. I want to make sure that they're well taken care of, the animals. So what we do in our kitchen is we steam and boil our meat, depending which area. If it's lean, sometimes we have to mix lean meat and fat meat together in different percentages. And if it's lean, we'll steam it. If it's oily, we boil it, and we will keep the soup with oil.
Yeah.
Yes, to cook with other ingredients.
Yes.
Okay,
so I'm doing the right thing because that's what I do.
Yes, that's really good. That's really nice.
Especially maybe some of the vegetables. Or something that has not like a very specific strong taste.
Yes.
I want her to eat that too, so I cook it with
my
the
God,
soup.
you're a perfect mama. Yes.
Thank you. Keep the applause. Thanks.
So yes, it's perfect. But also, make sure that after cooking vegetables, we get rid of the water. The vegetable water for several reasons. But vegetables are not clean. Especially I'll go for organics. Yeah. It comes with dirt and other things, but not as horrible as non-organic ones because those are, imagine what we can find in organic vegetable, probably bacteria. Once you cook it, you terminate the bioactivity and it's done. Yeah. Okay. So the dead bodies of the bacteria are still nutrients, right? Yeah. But if you picked non-organic vegetable, all the chemical wash out in the water. It doesn't matter how many times you clean it; it's still chemicals. Yeah. So there's a difference. So
if you cook it as organic, you can keep the water.
Well, for safety reason, any vegetable after cooked, the water I would just throw it away. I won't keep it because sometimes if it's in the same store, even they come from different farms, being in the same container or in the same store, they might contaminate other pesticides. It's unavoidable. Okay, as I said, we do what we could. We just be very careful.
As you said before, when you peel something, you peel at least 5 cm off, which you don't have to be so extreme, but at least make sure you peel the skin off.
Yes. So do what you feel comfortable. You don't have to be exactly like what I do. Yeah. Because I'm responsible to a lot of life. That's why you have to be super crazy. Yes. Yeah. But if you're just responsible for your child, you know what's good and you know what's bad, and that's good too. Okay. Yeah. So that's that. And also when we cook meat, you might want to write it down, but maybe try to memorize it. I wouldn't cook it till 100 degrees. I would usually in a home setting, I'm not talking about my kitchen, my commercial kitchen. In a home setting, you turn on the water until it reaches its boiling point. You put the meat in, you don't put meat in the cold water. I'm going to explain to you why. Because you want to cook it. You want to preserve the nutrient inside the meat.
Yeah.
So that way, you need to put the meat in boiling water. So the water actually will you keep the nutrient, the meat juice or the blood inside the meat. So it doesn't come out. But if you're making soup, you put meat in cold water and start cooking. So the meat will, the nutrients will come out. So as we're cooking, so you put it in boiling water, and then this time you turn off the fire. You turn off the heat and let the heat within the pot cook the meat slowly, create a slow cooked effect.
Oh.
Okay, just keep it in for half an hour, 1 hour, depending on the thickness of the cut. Okay, so what I do is, before I take shower, I would just put the meat in boiling water with fat together, not separately.
Yeah.
And then before I go to take a bath, I just switch off the heat.
Yeah.
And then I'll just let it sit in the hot water.
Yeah.
And then usually it will have this beautiful pink meat, and it's just cooked right.
Okay.
And if you don't have time, just let it sit there for one more hour, for a couple of hours. But make sure that keep it fresh. Put it in the fridge, right? Don't sit overnight, especially in summer. Winter probably is okay, but not in summer. So the meat is usually very tender, very soft.
Yeah.
And the same.
And it's also slightly raw still.
Slightly raw, but not too bloody. It's just perfect.
Okay.
Right. So the same way, if you have senior dog or a dog with special needs that need complete protein profile food, for example, organic eggs. They cook it in the same way. Put the eggs in hot water. Well, it won't break. Put the egg in water and then turn on the fire.
Yeah.
And once it reaches the boiling point, turn it off immediately. And let it sit for 6 minutes, and you take it out, and you get this creamy egg. So different ingredients will handle differently, but it sounds complicated. But after all, look at the fridge in the supermarket. How many options do you have out there? Not much. It's
really chicken, beef, pork, eggs, sometimes lamb. Is lamb very good, actually?
Lamb, it's very good.
Yeah, I just Googled. I don't know if I should trust Google, but it says it's very good if you have very sensitive digestive system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's true.
Yes and no, for reasons.
Okay.
So I don't know what reason they give you to back up that statement. So sensitive, well, all the reactions within mammals' bodies, even dogs and cats, are regulated by hormones. Okay, and not to talk about our pets, most of them are neutral, desexed, so they don't have a very strong digestive system to start with, because some hormones are lacking, and there's a certain type of interaction with the thyroids are missing. So we're not going to go there today. So that's why cooked food, it's really good for a pet. Slightly cooked food. Slightly cooked. Okay. I would say raw food is the best in any setting because it's how nature designed. Yeah. But we are taking care of pets here, especially pet in Hong Kong.
And we don't know how the meat's been processed.
Yes.
It's just safer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need to, first of all, safety first. Okay, make it safe. And second, we take the best of what we can get, and we try the best of what we could. So, what was I?
With the slightly cooked meat.
Slightly cooked meat. And so what we do is we look at the nutrient profile of the meat and then we cooked it. So now we're talking about lamb. Lamb is red meat. So the collagens, the protein collagens is a lot more plentiful compared to white meat. So in that sense, it's a nutrient dense food. So how they interact with the hormone, because as we know, a lot of animals that we are eating are farmed animals, and it's unavoidable that they might be organic, but unavoidable within 1 year of their life, maybe 2 months, they're feeding artificial feed. Yeah. And those feed has hormone in it. It's unavoidable. Yeah. Okay. So it's approved by law that as long as they don't exist 2 months, you can still declare organic. Okay, so because it's just a small period of time, usually they do it right before they sell it. So the transportation, the process, they won't get sick, and maybe they will retain more body weight, and all that. So usually the last 2 months of their life that they will feed artificial feed, and that's that. But if it's not beef, we're talking about lamb. It's better, slightly better, because lamb, they don't eat feed. They always prefer grass or hay. So in that sense, they're cleaner and purer. Okay. So some of them eat feed, but their feed is called hay feed. So it's chopped hay with calcium and some fat, mix it in the little granules for rainy days. So it's not every day is a perfect day for them to eat on the pasture. Sometimes they will have to hide indoor. So the farmers would know. But lambs are very sensitive to new habit. They are not the type of animal that they eat whatever you feed. So lamb.
So they're very particular and they're cleaner.
Yes. So what they eat is cleaner. But cow, after generations of habits, sometimes a lot of them are in confusion of, they become. They become a better residents in the program that we create.
Also chicken and pigs too.
Oh yes, especially chicken. They usually don't receive very good care during their lifetime. So that makes lamb a better option, especially if your furry children has hormonal issues. Hormone, it not necessarily mean sexual hormones. I would say thyroid or even insulin and all that. Especially after having the DSS or nutrient operations, they become a lot more sensitive. So how do I know? So that's another system that we use to welcome new customers in my company. Is we will ask for the weight, the measurement of the thigh, and the lower belly. We ask for all the measurements.
The body measurements ratio,
Yes. So we pretty much know the water content in the body, because usually a thigh measurements will always tell if they have been eating well. If they're exercising well. The lower belly measurements will always tell maybe there's potential problem with side by side with what the parent told us about the skin or maybe the habit, the temper and all that, and we can almost guess what's going on inside. Right? The perfect way is if they come with a blood test. But sometimes they don't. So we can pretty much say, for example, like if animal is experiencing very poor appetite, but they are addicted to one of the snacks that doesn't provide a lot of nutrients, and you can see that the lower belly, for example, a corgi, 65 cm, and the thigh is 21 cm, and we are seeing like a little center here, right?
So is that like obese or
no? Obese, that what we say, the obese is with really high fat content, but we don't know what's inside the belly is fat or water. Okay, but one thing that we know, if the animal has food allergy, the belly tend to be slightly bloated because the body...
Is that gas? Or
gas and also water. Because the body trying to keep all the water in to dilute the toxin that within the system. So the animal doesn't pass out. They want to keep them alive. So they will keep the water.
I think corgis in general is very difficult to tell. They're always so chubby.
Yes, I know. And also the misconception is, fat dogs are cute. Fat cats are cute. They are, but in pain. Okay.
Yeah, they are suffering.
They're suffering. They don't know how to tell you. So it's really simple. Once you switch to a fresh diet, raw or freshly cooked diet, you will see within 20 days that the customer come back with a new set of measurement, and then the weight will be a lot closer to the ideal. So the ideal range is supposed to 1 to 2 1 to 2 is 20 cm thigh and 40 cm belly. But this is not a norm to all dogs.
Because most of them are...
Yes, they're not...
bigger.
They're different.
Yeah.
Everyone is different, okay?
Yeah.
But if we are seeing 1 to 3, 1 to 5, there's no way that it is normal because you are not raising a hippo. It's not normal. They're supposed to be little hunter, a little food gatherer.
So it should be close to 1 to 2.
Closer to 1 to 2. But don't go that extreme. Like if it's not 1 to 2, if it's 1 to 2.56 and don't starve your dog, just let it be.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Especially with the lifestyle that we have.
Yes.
They're not really hunting anymore.
Yes,
so it's exactly. Just normal, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So to know that if your animal is sensitive to hormone, whether you should feed lamb or beef, of course you can try both meat. And also pay attention when you're experimenting with a single type of meat. Make sure that you do your measurement before you try, so you can have a really clear and fair judgment.
Because and then do it again in 20 days.
20 days, yes. 20 days are really good. Okay, if something is not right, if you wait for a month, another thing might happen. And 2 weeks is not long enough to know to make a big difference. So personally, with my experience with different dogs, I think 20 days is perfect. So you early enough and not too late. It's just perfect timing to measure again. And you can, a lot of customers, when they see the dog losing weight, they worry, ever since I switched to cooked food, it lost weight. But then I will ask them to look at the thigh measurement again. Usually it's the same, if not bigger. So the muscle group is become bigger. They have bigger thighs, but the belly is a lot smaller than before, like 6 or 5 cm smaller. And you recorded a weight loss, and that's a good weight loss because the body finally is letting go of the gas and water it doesn't need that has been blocking the system. So we can always try in that way, and also apart from gassy. And we also can tell whether they have itchy skin or teary eyes and all that. So the most common food allergy is actually chicken for some reason. Chicken. But every dog is different. Every cat is different. So try to.
I just realized we've gone completely off topic. Because we were supposed to talk about how to cook it. But anyway, I think we can actually cover that quite quickly so if it's lean meat, you steam it. If it has a little fat in it, you boil it. But boil it in the method that you said. And just put it into boiling water. And let it slow cook. But what about sort of white meat then, like chicken? Chicken. So white meat, we are talking about breast. Because chicken legs, we see that as red meat too. So it's the same. Lean meat, because lean meat has no natural protection. It's just muscle. It's so the nutrient is so easy to get out of the muscle. So you steam it. And you preserve the juice. But fat, you can take advantage of the oil in the water to cook your vegetable before getting rid of it. Okay, and very interesting because you brought up raw food. Yes, as I said, I support raw food. If it fits your animal's lifestyle, you have certain amount of exercise, and then you have a sashimi grade fridge at home. And then everything is, tightly monitored. Because I want to talk about salmonella. There is a bad repetition of salmonella because it's dangerous to human. Not too much to your animal friends, actually. So a lot of people have a bad reaction when they talk about salmonella, and they say, no, that's it. Yes, safe for your animals, but not to human. And we're sharing the same kitchen. So as I said, again, safety first. Make sure everything is safe. And also, what you're getting all the raw food, but then is your fridge qualified to keep raw food, and how your helper or yourself take care of the raw food? Want to pay attention to that. So you're not supposed to freeze them.
Freezing is good. Freezing is good because it's how the only way they could preserve the thing. But it's not impossible. Once you build up a really good habit, a good routine, you can feed your pet raw food. Not a bad thing. But pay attention. They need to, as I said, a good diet is always come with natural fat. If we look at the raw food packaging out there, you don't see dots of white fat because they know customer don't want to see it. They know customer don't want to see it, so they get rid of it. They use only the lean part. Make sure to look at the ingredients that you have to see. They supplement the meat with some other type of, I don't know, oil or herbs. So go back to your very first question. Should you season the meal? Actually, you don't need to, but I do. I personally look at seasoning as supplements. The several popular herbs that I use in my commercial kitchen is oregano, parsley, rosemary. These are beneficial to different cats and dogs. Both cats and dogs. But do pay attention. If your dog is suffering from renal disease, kidney problem, stay away from parsley. Otherwise, these are all good. And I'm not asking them to eat a bundle of parsley or rosemary, just a slightly feel to, just recreate a natural setting where they will pick up scraps from the ground and sometimes they eat a bud and then they will eat a little bit of dirt and grass and that, so which is complementary to
just
make it more
one
complete.
more question.
Yes.
Is it possible to fry anything? Or not recommended?
Well, don't make it a habit, but from once in a while, like roasting or frying, it's good. But just don't cook. Make it just cooked. Make it just cooked, and don't use vegetable oil. If you cannot skip it yourself, don't feed it your animal vegetable oils. It's difficult to digest, and also, with the heat that you fried it, it's
destroy
even less.
all the good stuff.
Yes. So once in a while, it's good. It's good. Yes.
Because sometimes I eat fried food.
Of course.
I wish I could share this.
Of course. But now air fryer is popular.
So I was thinking air fryer maybe.
Air fryer is popular, but that's another topic because a lot of air fryer, they're cheap. They're easy to reach. And also pay attention, the bowl, the inner part, it's not 100% metal. So they have this inexpensive or mixed metals in the bowl, and the inner part, they will paint a layer of steel to make it non-stick. Okay, so but we have to understand what's going on within a air fryer is that they reach this a really high temperature within minute. So that's really high temperature. A lot of research already published saying that it causes cancer because of that. But those research, they don't fly around for too long because it's a convenience. So every
once in a while, it's like a little treat.
Yes.
It's fine.
It brings us convenience. It brings joy to the family sharing food. So but don't make it like all the
daily
time.
habit.
And I know there's some really good quality air fryer there. So I can't recommend any brand because I don't use it personally. But just look at the history of the company. Yes.
Okay, Annabelle, thank you so much.
Let's talk soon.
See you next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.